afternoon, everybody. Oh yeah, that's a dirty sponge. Good afternoon, everybody. We're going to do a quick one here today. This is not going to take much time at all. To get through. We're just going to make some quick chili from scratch for some hot dogs. And that's what's going to happen. Do me a favor, like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. I'm also going to put all of the dishes that accumulate over here on this little towel that just don't seem to get as clean as I would like. Yeah, here we go. Now I can run a load of the dishwasher. Hope y'all are doing well today. You will notice we are live much earlier than usual. Much earlier than usual. Oh yeah, I need to, I was gonna set up the chat. I'm not offline, I'm on Wi-Fi's on. Oh, maybe it's not. I was wrong. Wi-Fi wasn't on. There we go. I gotta. It stinks. We got some nasty shit in here that smells bad in the sink. That's usually a rare occasion. I'm gonna throw this shit out. Ew. This is nasty. Yeah, going live much earlier than usual. I have therapy in about 2 hours, exactly 2 hours. So this is going to be done before then. I'm also going to belay any green tea that I would have until then. Because it's best to go into that sort of thing with a clear mind, I think. If you haven't yet, please like the video. Please subscribe. Don't do a lot of these during the daytime. Okay. Now I can put these. I had a fresh thing of hot dogs. For the picture, but I got an open pack for actually using it. What's up, Steve? And Guten Morgen to you. Indeed. Good morning. All right. Now we've gotten rid of the smells around the sink. A fresh sponge. I haven't been cooking a lot lately, so I'm not going to use the cast iron, but I am going to go ahead and seal it with some oil. That way we can put it away for when I need to use it on Thursday. If I need to use it on Thursday, I don't know if I will. So I'm just hitting this bad boy with some oil. To seal all of that non-stick goodness in there. But today I'm going to use a stainless pan. Use this guy for there we go, that guy. Okay, now first things first, all I really need is, I guess I'll just put the just getting the hamburger meat in here and broken up. Un. Dois. Always make sure to keep your bag, your little meat sack. I'm talking about. Keep your little meat sack and tie that off. That way it'll keep the smell in there, especially if you just took your trash bag out yesterday. Now, with the chili, Good thing to break this up with. I'm going to use a wooden spoon with this. And while I'm doing that, I'm going to go ahead and get my measurements ready for, okay, I'm going to need about a little bit more than that. Some salt, seasoned salt. Some black pepper. That's not enough of either of those, is it? Because I'm doubling the recipe. And for garlic powder, probably about that much. For onion powder. And where is my chili powder? That's empty. Oh no. Please tell me I have more chili powder in here. Oh, thank God. Oh, thank God. This is about to be rough if we ain't got no chili powder. That's kind of the thing you need to make chili. And I got a fresh one here. By the way, what's up, beer? Oh, damn, I got my phone all wet here. Hell yeah, we got an early stream for you. And all of the other seasonings, I kind of just eyeball them. There we go. Had to find the edge. And there's chili powder. Wait a minute, is it? I'm gonna measure exactly what I need. So I need 5 of these. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, while I got it here, there we go. Then we got our chili powder on the rack. Yeah, we're doing a little early. Doing a little early cooking today, you know. So when I look, I got 5. I'm gonna hit a little bit more with the other stuff just to make sure I've got. And I kind of eyeballed it, and then when I go to measure stuff, I'm like, wow, this looks like it's more than what I put in there. Except for the onion powder. The onion powder, I feel like I did all right. Okay. Let's break this stuff up. It don't take long to do this. It's literally just the hardest part is just getting the measurements right. So basically what you want to use is about I'm using 2 pounds of meat. If you want to use like 1 pound of meat, you'll do like 2.5 teaspoons of chili powder, a half a teaspoon of onion powder, garlic powder, seasoned salt, pepper, sugar, if you're into that. I'm gonna put a little sugar in here. Whoop, that's actually good. So yeah, onion powder, garlic powder, seasoned salt, black pepper, chili powder. And then of course finish it off with the sugar. About, I don't know, a third of a cup of water. I'm using 2/3 cup because I'm doubling up the recipe here. I do, man. I need one of those. I need one of those ground beef things. You're right. That wouldn't be a bad idea. But also, you're gonna need about 5 ounces of tomato sauce. And the recipe that I based this off of forever ago when I first started making this was called Jeff's Hot Dog Chili. And that was on allrecipes.com. But Jeff's Hot Dog Chili calls for 1 cup of ketchup. I remembered my grandmother making chili for hot dogs, and she always used ketchup and mustard. So I always like to do that as well. So I would use probably half a cup of ketchup, half a cup of mustard. But when I get to the end, after it's just the meat, the water, and the seasoning, and the tomato sauce, then that's when I add the ketchup and the mustard. Let me put away some of these Tupperwares that are taking up space here. clean drying station, which is something that we haven't really had here in quite some time. There's a right and wrong way, I think, to use a thing a correct way. There's something, I don't know, I always had this idea of, I really like the thought of like a drying station with like a single plate, single fork, single bowl, single spoon. Like I always feel like that's the acceptable amount of things that can live in the drying rack. Just the things that you're going to use every day. Things that you're going to use every single day. It's right there. You know exactly where it is. I don't like it when that space just ends up being like a drawer. Like we have a drawer where things are kept and cabinets where things are kept. I don't want this to become another drawer or another cabinet. But also, I feel like there needs to be something there. Like, I just don't, not having an empty drying rack. So what I usually do is I keep the plate that I use every day there. And until I started using the dishwasher, which now I use pretty regularly, oh, my good small pot's in the... We can make tea in this pot. I'll be fine. I'm gonna make some tea. That's more than enough water. Go ahead and get that cranked on high. Get me a little pinch of some baking soda. Cup and a half of sugar. Four yellow label black tea bags in the foil. That way when you drop it, it stays in the thing. I do like the fact that it comes in this nice little gold wrapper. It's nice. That's nice, isn't it? So I think I have everything out that I need. I might want to chop an onion, but it's not pressing. I don't really need an onion. I am going to go through here now and break up any of the larger pieces of this the hamburger meat here. And I'm also not going to leave it I'm not going to pull it too early. I'm going to leave it to cook and almost burn a little bit even. In fact, I'm going to raise the heat up just a touch. I usually go on 50%. I'm going to go with 60% heat on this. I need to get a spoon for my tea. I'm going to use a big one, a big old spoon. I got my mixture for the chili. This is about what it is. It's yeah, it smells nice. It smells like chili. Dude, I'm telling you, man, you right. Ever since we got them, ever since we hit them with the old razzle dazzle over the side of the ship, ever since we hit them with that old razzle dazzle, I accidentally took my frozen turkey out of the packaging that it came in, because I thought that's how you're supposed to thaw it out. And upon further research, I realized, oh, I did the wrong thing. So now I can't use the original packaging. It said just wrap it in plastic wrap. So I have a raw turkey wrapped in plastic wrap just sitting on a rack in a sheet tray in the refrigerator right now, that we hope to be done thawing by Thanksgiving Day. Yeah, the extra heat speeding up this process. I'm not making a gravy here, and honestly, I'm making a condiment, if you will. Like chili for chili dogs is just a condiment. So I'm not like, I don't have to be worried about, oh, well, I really need to monitor the temperature on this. I don't even have enough tea in here to. Yeah, it made one glass. I'm gonna let the hamburger meat do its thing there. What's up, Jesse? What's up, Panic? Wanted to get you guys a little early cook here, but also I was awake and I wanted to get this done before I do therapy. I got therapy at 6 and it is probably about 4:40. Yeah, it's only 4:30. How about that? I'm making good time. I'm torn with whether I want to do the hot dogs on the grill or the air fryer just to make it easy. And And I guess that'll depend on what kind of time I'm working with. When that time comes. Is my stove time backwards? We're going back in time. That's exactly what that means. What's up, BP? Good morning, everybody. In the daytime, we're out here doing it in the sunlight. Something rare. Usually don't be having a whole lot of sunlight streams. Oh yeah. That right there. I also like to do a thing to where when you're browning beef, when you're browning ground beef, you'll notice that like you'll have an accumulation of fat that renders from the meat as it's being cooked. The longer you leave that, the longer you leave it going, the more of that fat that sort of, as crazy as it is, goes back into the meat. Some of the fat cooks down. It renders down even more. So we're going to just let that tea steep. It's 432. We'll let it steep for probably about 20-30 minutes. And I'm gonna need about 2/3 a cup of Wawa. That's close enough. These measurements for that stuff, I don't need them to be exact. The only thing I wanted to get exact was the amount of chili powder. Because you don't want to over chili your chili and you don't want to under chili it either. Ooh. Nothing like a nice cold glass of tea out of a limited edition glass. You can't even see it, can you? Limited edition. Oh yeah. Okay. Now I think I feel good about the level of cooked this meat is now. And I am going to do that internet hack thing where I take paper towels, fold it up like this, and just put that down here over to the side to soak up the grease. Oh, got me. Got me in the face, got me right in the mouth. And that'll drain enough of the grease out. It's not like we're taking all of it out, like it's. Okay, now we drop the heat back down. And I want to get all this goodness that's stuck to the bottom. My tomato sauce. This is a 15-ounce can. I need about 10 ounces of it. Yeah, and that's about right. Now I'm going to let the acidity of this tomato sauce get down there on the bottom of the pan and pull that delicious fond flavor off the bottom of the pan that this hamburger meat left. And now I know you can't see it, but I can. All of that flavor that was stuck to the bottom of this pan has now just been released. Now we're going to come in with our seasoning mixture. All of that goes in there. I want to mix all this in to bind with the tomatoes and the meat. Mix all this in very good, and this smells so nice already. And then I'm gonna go in with the water. And now, as you can see, it's starting to look like hot dog chili. But not quite yet. It kind of just looks like meat and liquid. Seasoned meat and liquid. The thing that makes hot dog chili, you see how it falls off? That's more like, you want your hot dog chili to be kind of like somewhat coagulated. Oh, hell yeah, dude. Earl said that. Earl's the man. I appreciate that. Dude, thank you so much, Panic. That means a lot. Very, very sweet thing to say. Earl's the man. We all love Earl. We try to cut down on the amount of trolls here. We try to cut down. Don't get me wrong, they're going to be here. We're going to still have some trolls, and I'm not against it. Like, man, I was a long-time member of a community with a lot of trolls, and I got love for the game, you know. But I think we do a very good job of limiting the amount of hate. We have, I don't even know what this is. Yeah. Something that didn't look like it belonged in here. Maybe like a piece of bone in the hamburger meat or something. Or something like that. There's another little piece like that. That's not bone. Oh, that's just fat. I could feel it whenever it's just a piece of fat. Okay. Crisis averted. So now it calls for about a cup of ketchup. So I'm just gonna. I feel like that would be about. Ketchup all over the front of the stove. Crisis averted. And then for the mustard, now, when you stir all of this in, you see how now it's starting to look like kind of coagulated a little bit, which I know might not be the best word, but that's the best word I know how to use. Now, this stuff looks like hot dog chili. So you remember a second ago when I showed you guys and it was just sliding off of the spoon? Or it was just rolling off of the spoon rather than... See, now this... That looks more like chili you're going to put on a hot dog. And I want to take a little... That's perfect. All I need... You know what I need? One more thing. Give it a couple splashes of some Worcestershire. couple of splashes of the Worcestershire. And then we can go ahead and bring this heat all the way down. And now after a healthy amount of stirring, look at that. You're not going to have to hunt to find meat in your chili. And it's very good. Very hot. The Worcestershire sauce did it. Now, this amount of hot dog chili, is for like a party. Or more than one person. Since I'm the only one that's here to enjoy this today, so this chili, we started with 2 pounds of hamburger meat, and we browned that meat on 50% to 60. I finished it on about 60% heat on the meat to brown it. I drained a portion of the fat, not all of it. I used roughly 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, onion powder, seasoned salt, black pepper, sugar, roughly 1 teaspoon each of those. I used 5 teaspoons of chili powder, roughly 10 ounces of tomato sauce, not tomato paste or tomatoes, specifically tomato sauce. That stuff. And a couple of healthy dashes of Worcestershire sauce. And roughly a half a cup of ketchup and a half a cup of mustard, maybe closer to 3/4 a cup of ketchup to a 1/4 cup of mustard, depending on if you like one and not the other. If you don't, ketchup needs to go in there either way. If you don't like mustard, you don't have to put the mustard in there. That's just something my grandmother would do, and I like to do that. Oh no, Major Maya. So there you go, Jesse. That's how we did it. Am I a dog or cat person? I like dogs. I like dogs probably more than cats, but I'm warming up to cats. I think that I didn't get cats as a younger person, but now I think I get cats. So it's easier for me to accept them for what they are. Okay, so what I'm doing over here, you guys have already seen all that. Yeah, I get that. The kitty litter is an annoying part of the whole cat process. That's my one qualm with all pets is like, I'm decent at maintaining an average amount of mess in my life, but I have this mental block that doesn't necessarily allow me to I don't like cleaning up after other people or other things. I can clean up after myself to no extent, like just to any extent rather. I can clean up after myself just fine. I do not like cleaning up after another thing. That's my only qualm with pets. So I wouldn't mind having a cat, but I think dogs are easier as far in certain, well, all right. So everybody be like, oh, well, no, you can leave a cat in the house and just leave. The cat will be fine. You kind of need to give the dog attention. And that's true. But like, as far as like, you can train a dog to not do shit, as to where I believe a cat is not as, a cat is not as trainable. Like a cat's like, okay, I'm gonna knock this. Oh, you leave this thing up here, I'm gonna knock this over no matter what. I ain't never gonna stop knocking this thing over. But I don't know, maybe it's just I don't know how to maneuver through a life with cats. That's probably more likely. Yeah, that's probably the most likely scenario here. Is that I just don't know how to be a good cat owner. I would be down to learn, like, but it would have to be like, I don't know, it'd have to be a fucking cool cat. You know what I mean? It's not like, I've had bad experiences with cats in my life. I've been around a lot of uncool cats. But, man, this chili's ripping, bro. I think I have. Okay, these can definitely be thrown away. I don't even know. And this old bread. Some buns on the counter. I was just making sure I didn't have any in here that I needed to handle. Hang tight. I need to go grab some flip-flaps. And you know, let's see here. Maybe I'll see if I can get you guys a, will this work? Wait for it. Don't work. It won't go. Nope, it won't work. Oh well, I was gonna try to see if I could just walk you guys around with me on this thing, but it doesn't work with the clip. So we'll just take you guys off like that. We're gonna do the grill. It feels nice out today. See how many times it takes. Oh, first try. There it goes. All right, now it's on. Yeah. All right. It's a nice day. It feels cooler outside than it does in here. And y'all know how I make my dogs. I usually just put them on there and let them go. Let them burn. Because I want that. I want the extra flavor. Burr. Down right there is going to get burnt quick. Don't worry, we caught it. Don't worry, we got it. Don't worry, we got it. So we'll let them dogs do their thing for a minute. And like, this is not, I'm not doing a painting, so I need to make sure that all of the colors are mixed properly and that everything's gonna come out the same. One side of the dog might be a little more done than the other side of it. I don't care about that. That doesn't matter to me. Nor should it matter to anyone. Nor should it matter to anyone who's doing a hot dog thing. Shouldn't matter. Man, the more this chili sits here, the more this chili sits here, the more it's doing its thing. You love to see that. Oh yeah, I ain't worried about that. I ain't worried about the grill brush, dude. That ain't no bristles in that thing going nowhere. What time is it? 5 o'clock. So this tea has been steeping for officially 30 minutes. Let me get a little cold water in the pitcher. Just in time, too. I just finished the last sip of my tea out of the old tea. There's still a little drop down in there. I haven't done this in a long time where I will fill up the tea where I'll fill up the glass that has a little bit of the old tea in it with the new tea. Something I used to do a lot. I'm only gonna put about a half a gallon of water in here. Which gives me a nice little project to occupy my mind. While we're waiting on our hot dogs to do a thing. And y'all know the deal when we're pouring our tea. Y'all know the mantra. No mess. We pour this and we make no mess at all. We will tolerate no messes. And we will have no messes. We will not lose a drop. It will all go in the pitcher. Like so. Get some water in this pot. All right, Maya, good to see you. Panic, I already go to the bathroom a lot. Like if you're talking about it makes you pee a lot, yeah, I'll already do that because I drink. During a day, I drink an ungodly amount of water. Like you wouldn't, like, I usually fill up my 64 ounce jug twice a day. So I at least already drink basically a gallon of water a day. And I got one of those I got like what some people might describe as like a camel hump bladder. I can hold and expel so much. Not that y'all need to know that. Not that I needed to tell y'all that. I can take it with the lid on it, and that's how we mix our tea. And then just look at that rich. Look at that, the rich goodness. It's probably time for us to go flip some dogs. Man, good tea right there. Oh my word. All right. Oh, it's so good. Ooh, I could smell that one on the corner being burnt to crisp. Look at this guy right here. Oh yeah. Leave them like that for a little bit longer. Leave them like that for a little bit longer. Now the plate is dry enough for me to fit some buns out on it. These buns are very cheap. I get the cheap ones, but in each of them there's like one that's a little fucked up. But that's the price you pay to save $1 or $2. And these actually are good. There's not a real fucked up one. I mean, this is kind of fucked up. You see what I mean? There's one that's usually like kind of fucked up. I don't care. That doesn't matter to me. That shit's fire. Yeah, they don't rip and crumble. Sometimes they do. But it doesn't matter. I don't care. I'm not real concerned with that. See this guy? He's ready to come over here. That one. That one. That one can use a little more. This one's probably good. This one could use a little help over here in this hot spot. We'll put that one there. In the super duper hot spot. This guy's actually all right. See what I mean? Like one side look, well, you can't really. I'll show you in a little bit. Yeah, look at this guy. I think they're all right. It only takes a couple of seconds for the buns on this spot right here, which is the hottest spot on the grill, is this little square right here. See, I like for them to be a little crispy. I want the buns to have a little flavor outside of just the bread. Ooh, see those? These are how I really like them right here. You can But on the inside, it's still soft. This might be a lot for some people, but I like my buns like this. And there it is. We did it. Quarter after 5. And we got us a mountain of dogs. So here's what I mean. So you see how this is like, that's charred as shit on this side. Not a lot of people will like their dogs like that. I do. See, it's got a little char on the edge where I put it on the... Now this one is more like I think a normal person would want. Something like that. Like that. See, it kind of busts open a little bit here, but this is the fucked up one. These are very good dogs. Very good looking hot dogs. So let me get first the let me get a little plate. And I'm just going to take the 2 off the top here. And I'm going to show y'all how I dress a dog. I'm coming out with all the stuff. This is still good, right? I mean, it has to be. I haven't had it that long. So I want... Yeah, that's all I need. Okay. So here is the step-by-step how I build my hot dog, which y'all have probably seen me do. But on the off chance that you haven't, I start with a little strip of ketchup on the bottom. Yes, I did put ketchup and mustard in the chili. That's fine. And then I take a little spoon of chili. And I come and I get to the other end. You don't want to overdo it. You just want enough to get the flavor in there. There's a lot of other stuff that's going to go into this dog, so You don't have to overdo it with the chili. Then I come in, which one? This one? With a little coleslaw. I like slaw on my hot dog. A little slaw. At this point, if you want to add some diced onions, sometimes I would do that. Sometimes not. Today, I just didn't dice an onion, and honestly, I don't feel like going through the effort of doing so. Then I come in. You can use any kind of relish. I'm using a dill relish. One little clump to break up and spread over the whole thing here. And then gonna hit it with that mustard finish. This, my friend, is how I do my dogs. Yo. The chili's right. The chili's right. The buns and the dogs, look at that. I love that. That little charred, crispy flavor. What's up, Trick? Yeah, dude, the chopped onion would add something. And normally I would chop an onion, but this time I just didn't go through the extra effort. Yeah, I think the hot dog is prime food invention. You can't count something like steak because that's like not even really Like, that's just how people eat. Meat overheat, you know? Meat overheat, and that's like carnal. But as far as like an invention, a hot dog I would count as that. And this is great. Spoon of chili on both of them. We're running this whole thing back. That's one thing I do love. Like party foods, inexpensive meals, which I think that if anything else, you guys know that on this channel, I will never cook something on this channel that a poor person can also afford to make. I'll never do that. Like it's even my steaks, when I get them, I'll get them in a 3-pack. That way it's only like, you know, you're paying less than $10 per steak, which if you think to go out to a steak dinner, you're going to end up paying easily like 50 per meal, basically. Dropped a little. So this, on the off chance that you don't have the seasonings, my pack of hot dogs that I like to use is $12 for 18, for an 18 pack of dogs. It's only $12. Then the hamburger meat, those are $5 each, less than $5 each. So we'll give it $10 to make it even. So we're at $22. And then you can get a thing of ketchup for $1 and a thing of mustard for $1. And then your seasonings, you can get a thing of each of those seasonings, which is like 4 or 5 things. You probably already have sugar. But in case, if you had to buy everything to make this dish with, this chili ends up costing less. This whole thing, buns, meat, dogs, condiments, seasonings, this is less than $30. And if you think about that, I'm the only one eating this today. But if you're making 18 hot dogs and you've got the buns and you're making this for a party, that means that everybody at this party is eating for less than like $2 or $3 a person. Like, this is nothing that I do on this channel will ever be like, oh, well, I can't afford to do that. Any normal person can cook the stuff that I cook here. Anybody can afford to do this. I made a lot. I doubled up my the recipe. If you made as the recipe calls for like 1 pound of meat, that drops this whole thing to less than $20. Nine times out of 10, if you're in a house that cooks regularly, you've already got most of the shit. You won't even have to buy it. Oh yeah, the old bacon cookie dough trick fooled me once. What's up, C-Rat? I'm gonna go ahead and turn the heat all the way off on that. What's up, Soup? I just like the way this one looks. Look at that. It just look good. So I know what I'm getting in every bite. Amazes me more than the one before it. So yeah. I love the slaw dog and the relish. Man. Slaw is one thing that not a lot of people associate with chili dogs. That's a South Carolina thing. I don't know if they do that elsewhere in the country. But I'm gonna do one with just chili and ketchup. Actually, I'm gonna do one with just chili. Bro, you for real don't need nothing else. You don't need nothing else with this. The slaw thing, I'm curious if anyone else in the world does slaw on hot dogs. Because that's a big deal in South Carolina. I'm gonna have to freeze a little bit of that. Freeze a bit of that chili, because Netflix, my roommate, big chili dog guy. He likes chili cheese. Ooh, I bet that would be good on a chili cheese dog, wouldn't it? A Midwesterner? A fucking Midwesterner? Tell me, what about anything that I'm doing would lead you to label me as a Midwesterner? What? I am a proud and I mean proud resident of South Carolina until I moved to Texas. Good Lord, a Midwesterner? I do take great offense to that. Great offense. What's up, Cobra? Midwesterner. I think a Midwesterner could pull this off. Oh, he thinks just because they make Skyline chili up there. I see. I see. Some of y'all may be looking at me like, is he literally about to polish off 8 hot dogs with chili on all of them? Right here before our very eyes? You bet your ass I am. I might not put anything else on it. That's what I'm saying. Bro. Bruh. Skyline chili wishes. That right there. This right here. Skyline Chili Wishes. Did they put slaw on the dog in the Midwest? Makes you wonder. I'm being honest, dude. That dog with just the chili on it, impeccable. Oh, and yeah, I go through about 1,000 paper towels every time I cook or do anything, which ain't nothing wrong with that. This thing's here, freezer safe, right? These are freezer safe, yeah. Oh shit, thank you, Trick. Appreciate the super chat, buddy. Hell yeah, appreciate that. This can go in the freezer, right? This is freezer safe. Yeah. It seals properly. This is freezer safe, I'm sure. I just want to have, I want to make sure to leave Netflix a good portion of this. Yeah, that's freezer safe, right? Because I don't want to put a bag of chili in there. That looks, it'll probably look kind of gross. Did it? Is it back now? Okay, we're back now. Somebody was calling me. Don't they know I got shit to do? 45. I gotta do therapy in literally 15 minutes. Yeah. Get this spoon washed. Let it dry out, this wooden spoon here. And go ahead and hit this stainless steel. With a quick wash. All right. Let that guy chill in the drying rack. The rest of the stuff I'll handle later. I'm not worried about it right yet. Come back for all of that. And I didn't do any crazy shaking a pan around or any like legit frying anything, so we don't need to break the sponge out for the stove. Just wipe it down with a wet paper towel. Put away the shit we're not gonna be using no more. Like a glove. Squeeze all the air out of this. I think I'm going to put this one in the freezer. Right there. And this one will go in the refrigerator there. When you put something that's still kind of hot in the refrigerator or a freezer, you want to make sure that you don't sit it next to something that is going to heat. You don't want to heat anything up before it's time. So if you put something that's still hot in the freezer or refrigerator, you want to make sure that you don't put it next to anything else. Put it where it's alone, away from other stuff. Oh, we got 10 minutes before my therapy starts. You thought I forgot? Mm-hmm. Oh. Y'all thought I was finished? Oh. All right. little glass of tea. And everything else is confined to here. Well, almost everything else. Switching you guys to onboard microphone. Okay. That's how we do that part of it. And I have to get set up for my therapy sesh. Later trick. So yeah, let me go ahead and get that in there. Get this thing running. And that's all we got for you today, guys. Super easy chili dog recipe. Stoked that you guys get to be part of these things when we do it. Why is this not? Okay. All right. I'm having to troubleshoot some shit. I got just 5 minutes to get this therapy thing going. So roll tide, guys. Be good people. Like this video. I don't know that there's anybody else that's even doing anything right now. Yeah, we'll give you guys, there's only a couple of us, but we'll send it a trick. Just close OBS and reopen it. See if that does the trick. OBS camera. Why is it not? Okay, there it goes. But it's just so annoying. All right, there we go. All right. Not going to touch it since it's working. Anyway, roll tide, guys. Thank y'all so much for being here. I will see you guys tonight around 10:30, 11 o'clock for another Skyrim big battle. We're going to battle Mirak tonight if we don't do virtual red band. If we do virtual red band, we'll see you guys over there. Thank you guys for hanging out, and roll tide.